everyone, welcome to the 100 Days of Coding by CSI chapter VIT-AP. Today we are in day 4 and I am your speaker for today, Day-4. I'm going to be covering all these contents for today, which are comparison operators, assignment operators, and logical operators. All of these are very simple operators that we use in our daily Python operations or in any programming language operations. Now, what are operations and what are operators? Operators are basically tools that we use to perform some operations between operands. Now, what are operands? Operands are like one, like two, and let's say we want to do some operations with these two numbers. So we put an operator between these two operands, and we can perform this addition operation. What will the result? It will be 3, right? So this is how this operand and operations work, right? Now let's move into the comparison operator. Now, comparison operators are basically operators that we use to perform operations between two operands in which the results are either true or false. If the operation is true, then it will give true as output. If it is false, then it will give false as an output. Right? Let's see how it will work. We can see the examples, right? Is 5 equal to 5? These are equal to operators, right? So these are the operators, by the way, comparison operator, equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than. These are all common operators, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. So for equal to, we use like this equal to signs to just no, if the values in the left and right, these operands, if the values are same or not. If it is same, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Right. So these are comparison operators, okay, which basically returns either true or false. Right. These are the comparison operators. Let's see a code, right, in comparison operators. What can it be? It is pretty simple. Let's say if 5 equal to 5, right, let's print equal, right. Let's do this. Sorry, small syntactical error, right. Just run this code and see what comes. As you can see, it is equal. Why is it showing equal? Because in if statement, we will see later on inside conditional statements, if the condition, this is a condition, if the condition is true, we get to see the code inside of that conditional code, right? So as 5 equal to 5 is true, that's why we're getting this. So basically, these things are, I will show you another code. It will be better. Print 5 equal to 5. Let's see what comes, right? Can you see it is coming true? So this is how this comparison operators work. I'll show you one other thing. 6. Is it equal to 5? False. There you can see, right? So this is how this comparison operators work. Now let's do some other operators. So other thing is assignment operators. Now this is a little bit important how this works is. So assignment operators is basically equal to, single equal to. This is what a assignment operator is. Now, what does it mean? It actually means is there is a variable somewhere, let's say x. There is a value somewhere, it's 54. What we do is we want to put this value inside of this variable. Now, how will it work? How does variables work? Variables are like there are some memories inside your RAM or anywhere. It occupies nothing at first. There is just a memory address which is basically the this is basically which will basically hold the value of this variable. So this x is nothing but just a memory address. Okay, variables are, you can, for now you can just think variables as memory addresses in which we want to put this value 54, right? So how do we do it? How do we put the value inside of a variable, a memory address? We do it using this assignment operators. When we put this equal to, what it does is it takes this 54 right? It takes this 54. Initially, there is nothing. When we do equal to 54, it takes this 54 value and puts this inside of the memory address of x. So now x is having the value of 54. So this is how this assignment operators work. Now there are other assignment operators as well, which is simple. These are like you first do an operation, then you add the like final value. So these are like plus equal to. What does this mean? X plus equal to 3 is, which means is x plus equal to 3. It means x is x plus 3. Simple, right? So first we do this x plus 3 operation. Then whatever the value of x plus 3 is, it puts that value inside of x. So basically first do an operation. Let's say 54, right? So 54 we are doing plus equal to the first value of x is 54. Then there will be 3 plus with 54. The final value will be 57. Then this 57 will come inside of x. So I hope you're understanding. First it was 54, then it was plus 3, so it became 57. Now what we do is we do it x equal to 57. So now this 57 will move into 54. Right, so this is how this other assignment operators work. First do the work, then assign that into the variable. This is how this works. All of these are similar, pretty similar. Right. Now let's see about logical operators. Again, pretty same, pretty similar. Logical operators are close to comparison operators, but what it does is it only deals with Boolean values. Logical operators only deals with Boolean operands. So you can see over here, this is a comparison operator, right? 5 greater than 3. What will it result to? It will result to some Boolean value. As I said earlier, comparison operators only give Boolean values as output. So this is a Boolean value. This again is a Boolean value. Now this is a logical operator, and or and not. So now as you can see, this logical operators is dealing with two Boolean operands. So this is how logical operators work. It is pretty similar to the logic gates that we have seen previously in our previous classes. It is just like the logic gates where if only one value is true, so the OR will return true. If both of them are true, then only the AND will return true. Otherwise, everything will be false. And NOT is just the opposite of the value of it. So if it is true, NOT of that is false. If it is false, NOT of that is true. So it is simple logic gates, right? What we do here is first we take two Boolean values and then we operate that with the help of these logical operators. Okay, so this is just it. These are the logical operators, right? Now let's see some codes. Okay, so what else like an assignment operator? Let's say first the value of x is 3, right? Now what we do is we did another value y is 4, right? Let's do something like this: x plus equal to y. What will happen? Print, if I do print x. First x's value is 3. Now in this line what happens is x, sorry, what happens is x the becomes the value which is the result of x plus y. So what happens is first x plus y will happen, then whatever the result, it will gonna go inside of x. So this is how it will work. So first x is 3, y is 4, so x plus y is 7. Now this 7 will go inside this. The final value should print 7, as you can see 7, and this is printing false. So yeah, this is how it is working. So these are the assignment operators, and logical operators are also pretty easy, right? Let's say there is a value. Let's say I'm going to print, right? Print. Let's say two. Let's use two comparison operators, like so 3 greater than 2, which is what? True, right? And 2 greater than 5, which is false. So true and false. So if either of the true and false is false, the AND operator should return false. Let's see what is it returning. It is returning false. So as you can see, this is how the logical operators work. It deals with two different operators, two different it can work with multiple operators. The main thing is it needs two Boolean operands to work, and just like logic gates, it will return you the answer. Okay, so these are the three operators that we are going to learn today. I hope you have understood everything that I have shown you, and so that's all. And we're gonna meet in the next class. I'm gonna be taking the day 6 where I'll teach you about the branching statements. So stay tuned and follow the 100 days of coding in while CSI chapter. We're going to be covering a lot of things. We are going to go in deep of Python, then Java, then C. So stay tuned and bye bye. See you.